never put it out officially.
The original chicken sandwich is the same today as in 1967. A breaded breast of chicken, 2 pickles, both placed on a buttered toasted bun.
Hey, Chick-fil-A today, Chick-fil-A, the boneless breast of chicken we're famous for.
Chick-fil-A has long taken pride for its commitment to selling a high-quality product.
In fact, Chick-fil-A's name is a take on chicken filet with a capital A at the end symbolizing top quality. While other fast food chains tend to expand their menu offerings over time to attract new customers, Chick-fil-A's business model has always been to maintain a small menu focused on chicken sandwiches.
They like to say it's simple, so they want to keep customers knowing what's on that menu to be able to easily decipher what they want.
We think about the way that we serve guests. That consistency is really important, that we get hot sandwiches, cold salads, and just tasty products.
Customers seem to agree, since it's
I think it's bad for you.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
legit. I think it's like radiation.
Yeah.
Like you could take a little bit of it, but you don't want
Right.
to be working the X-ray machine your whole life.
No. And then there's always that one lady who keeps calling you back to her.
Right. Charlie.
Right. Far
Yeah.
left, far left, far left.
Yeah.
And you've looked at her like 7 times already. And then I'm out there thinking, if it took me this many takes to get a scene right, nobody would ever hire me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get past the first day.
Well, they want to get a million pictures just to get that perfect one where there's a little bit of side eye to you, just a little something.
Right.
Little purse of the lips, little
Right,
something.
The one that kind of
That's
like
the
you're
one.
responding to something.
Yeah,
something
that's the
kind-
one.
Yeah. But then they choose. Which one do they always choose? The one that's absolute dog shit.
Yeah, the one with your mouth open.
Exactly.
Or your eyes
Exactly.
closed.
Yeah.
What I really don't like is the people who like it. Not that I don't like them, is that I don't want to ever see that in myself. And so when I'd be around them, I would just go.
The result was that in all 3 conditions, changes in the physical spacing of these objects, changes in the temporal, that is the time spacing of these sounds, and changes in the emotional distance between the subject and different people, the same brain area was uniquely activated. Now, that is an incredible thing to find because what it suggests is that, yes, of course, there are brain areas that are associated with representation of visual objects. And that, yes, of course, there are brain areas associated with representation of different sounds. And of course, there are brain areas associated with faces. We now know this. In fact, there's something called the fusiform face area, which is uniquely tuned to faces. But at the same time, there is a unique brain region that is activated in all 3 of the conditions I described that has to do with how far you are from somebody both in space
below, hit the bell, subscribe for our daily content so you never miss out. You can become a patron as well to help us curate this great history of the rock and roll era. Speaking of which, there's an elite list of the trailblazers of the rock era. In no particular order, the list would include legends like Chuck Berry, Elvis, Little Richard, Hank Williams, Bob Dylan, Loretta Lynn, there's Ray Charles, Lennon, McCartney, Jagger, Richards, Aretha, Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and a fiery, intrepid singer from Nutbush, Tennessee named Anna Mae Bullock. The world, of course, would later know her by her stage name, Tina Turner, the queen of rock and roll. She could also be called the queen of survival. Tina Turner was abandoned by her mother as a young child. She was violently abused by her ex-husband and business partner, Ike Turner, for over 15 years. And most recently, she overcame intestinal cancer and kidney failure. A mere mortal, Tina Turner is not.
If you just wait 10 seconds, you're going to add distance between what they said and how you're going to respond. Because what they're wanting when somebody's disrespectful is the same way with belittling. They're saying this to get something out of you. Because in that moment, they're feeling something, whether it's a fear, an insecurity, whatever it is. You're not going to deliver on that same plane that they are. You're not going to be on that same level. So if somebody says something disrespectful, you give enough silence to make sure that it's a little awkward. And then you're going to say something to the effect of, that's below my standard for a response. And then all of a sudden, they feel like the dynamic has been flipped. Something as simple as that. All of a sudden, you're now making it clear that what you just said was beneath me. And I don't respond to things that are beneath me in that way. And so now you're taking control of it.
Then please keep this to yourself. Simon,
Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to be here. I have to thank you first and foremost, and many reasons. I'm a huge fan of all your work, but the conversation we had when we were over in LA was received so unbelievably well by the listeners on this podcast. It did millions and millions and millions of downloads in such a short space of time that I had to nag you to get you to come back again when you were here in the UK. So,
well, it's nice to be back, and it's nice to do it on your home turf.
Yeah, literally in my home.
Literally in your home.
There's so many things I want to talk to you about, but one of the things that I was curious about, because I've been thinking a lot about this in my life, is this idea of our whys evolving.
Mm-hmm.
What is your why, and has it evolved over the last decade at all?
So my why is to inspire people to do the things that inspire them. So together, each of us can change our world for the better.
When I first was exposed to this over 12 years ago, I only found 3. And I felt really stupid. So I like to start every workshop, every class I teach with this to pass that feeling along. No, that's not why I do this. I do this because this is a perfect analogy for what we're going to be talking about today. The vast majority of us in this room, very smart people in this room, were not as effective as we could have been in this activity. We didn't get it right. And the same is true when it comes to speaking in public, particularly when spontaneous speaking. It's little things that make a big difference in being effective. So today we're going to talk about little things in terms of your approach, your attitude, your practice that can change how you feel when you speak in public. And we're going to be talking primarily about one type of public speaking, not the type that you plan for in advance, the type that you actually spend time thinking about, you might even create slides for. These are the key.
Got to work with the fabulous people at Fox on Deadpool 2's home entertainment release, which perfectly coincided with Comic-Con at the time. Comic-Con is like one of those Super Bowls for experience.
Oh yeah, sadly I've been there.
You're still trying to get the smell off you, right?
Yes. Right.
So that year it was a great pitch experience where we went in with several really off the wall ideas, and it was the wackiest one that we pitched in the room, and it was like almost like a Hollywood scene where everybody stopped and they went and whispered to each other and said, I teed it up. I was like, you're never going to buy this, but I'm in the room with you, so I have to share it with you. And then they were like, that one, that's the one that we want. It was
So I haven't watched it. I don't know if I'm going to because, yeah, I digress. That seems to be the big discourse right now. So to recap what was happening last month with Don't Worry, Darling. Don't Worry, Darling is Olivia Wilde's second directorial film. It's out in theaters now. It stars Florence Pugh and Harry Styles. Yes, the next question would be, can Harry Styles act? Honestly, you be the judge.
Not everyone gets this opportunity. And if you keep talking like this, you're going to put it all at risk. Our life. Alice, our life together. This. We could lose this.
So in August, Wilde told Variety that Shia LaBeouf was supposed to be the lead role, but she fired him because his process was not conducive to the ethos that she demands in her productions. Shia then refuted her statement and said he